The 7 Deadly Mistakes That Inventors Make by Shine Enterprise.
Welcome to the 7 Deadly Mistakes That Inventors Make, your free video series from Shine Enterprise. My name is Jethro. I'm known as the captain of Shine Enterprise and the director of Shine and the creator of the 7 Deadly Mistakes. I'm an inventor like yourself, a product designer, and an elite patent specialist, and I'm here to guide you and mentor you through the process. So in this deadly mistake, we're going to look at 2 videos from 2 different invention development or promotion companies. On the one hand, we've got Davison, and we're going to see a video from their founder and chief, George Davison, otherwise known as Mr. D. You're going to see a video of him in action with a promotional video their company shows to inventors. We're also then going to look at another company called InventHelp, and you're going to see a video from someone that you will know very well, George Foreman, the former heavyweight champion boxer of the world, someone who worldwide is known in very good terms, being someone who puts out a lot of positive things in life. You're going to see a promotional video from them, and in both cases, we're going to see their videos live on YouTube, and you might be able to see these videos on their website as well. So these are all freely available publicly. What I'm then going to do after I show you each video is I'm going to take you through their figures on screen personally. And the reason I can do that is that these companies, especially in America, are subject to certain laws, and they have to disclose their figures to inventors who are going to enter into business agreements or pay them for certain things. So we're going to look at those on screen, and I'm going to show you what those mean. So we've got Mr. D, George Foreman, and the captain. There are some serious characters in this room, but only one can be the last man standing. Let's see who that's going to be. InventHelp, I'll deal with you later. Let's start with Davison, who also sometimes trade under the name Invention Land, and a promotional video from their founder, Mr. D.
Everyone has an idea. It's the American dream to invent a better product that everyone needs and to get it in front of a corporation that pays royalties when products sell in stores.
I'm Mr. D, and I'm an idea guy, and an owner of a company who gets new ideas every year from people just like you.
Mr. D is an inventor, an entrepreneur. Our company works with everyday people that have invention ideas. Our inventors submit their ideas to our team, which builds them into products in our one-of-a-kind factory. People like you come to us, and for over 25 years, we have helped their ideas come to life. Our factory is filled with Mr. D's talented friends. They are the creationeers.
Our team designs, engineers, and builds these ideas into product samples.
Much of the action at Davison takes place in our factory, a creative wonderland that processes thousands of our inventors' ideas every year. Some of these are sold across the world by home shopping networks, catalogs, chain stores, and internet outlets. The reward of watching our clients' ideas come to life is what we experience every day.
Who knows? The next idea you see in stores could be yours. Just fill in that confidentiality agreement and then click the submit button, and let's get this thing started.
Okay, so that's a promotional video from Davison, which is currently available on YouTube and also on their website. What I want to do right now is go through the figures with you. Okay, so what you're looking at on screen right now is the figures of Davison. I've saved these as screen captures, and you'll look at them as saved screen captures on screen. Just to show you exactly how this works, if I actually Google Davison and try to get to their website, if I then go onto their website and I click on this Submit Your Idea link, it will then take me to a new page, and you can see on that page, you can see the video which you've just seen on the left hand side. That's the one we've just gone through, and then on the right hand side of the page you can see this disclosure form where you can disclose your idea and submit it. And at the bottom of the form, near the Submit Your Idea button, you'll see it says step 1 of 3. So once you click that button and fill it out, you're then going to come to these, what you see on screen now. So on the left-hand side, the screen capture I've saved is, as you can see, it says step 2 of 3. And this is where you're going to see certain figures about Davison's business and model that are disclosed to you, that they have to disclose to you before you move forward with them. So the first one on the left is some of their figures about the numbers of inventors that have disclosed. And then on the right-hand side, this is the next page. Once you check the checkbox on the left-hand page and go and move through to the next one, on the right-hand side is the next page where they talk about how much they charge for these services that they charge for, and what the services provide to you. So by going through both of these pages together and looking at the amount of inventors that pay for the services and the charge of how much they cost, we can actually get a very good estimate for how much Davison are turning over in the 5-year period. You can see these figures, they range from May the 30th, 2014, and these are the 5 years of business leading up to that date. So let's take a look and go through these. So in summary, in the last 5 years of trading preceding May the 30th, 2014, Davison received 794,508 disclosures from inventors and people with ideas. 59,229 of those bought what they call a pre-development agreement, which includes a patent search type service for $795. Times the customer number and the price together, and this service alone turned over $47,087,055 in that 5 years. 18,114 customers went on to buy a new product sample agreement, which typically includes Davison designing and preparing a prototype or preparing design images for presentation. Davison's figures state that the fee for this typically ranges from $8,000 to $15,000. Taking an average of those two figures of $11,500 and timesing by the 18,114 who bought that service, we can estimate that that service alone turned over $208,311,000 in that 5 years. Add those two services together, and Davison have turned over more than $250 million from people like yourself in these 5 years, making it more than $50 million per year on average. This does not include various other services that Davison charged for, and the total may be far higher than this. In all that 5 years, with more than $250 million turned over from inventors like you, Davison's figures state that only 16 customers made more money than they spent with Davison. Take your success rate from the 18,114 that paid the average $8,000 to $15,000 for invention development services. That gives Davison a success rate of generating profit for inventors of less than 1 in 1,000. The actual success rate is 0.088%, less than 0.1%.
And I just had to cut into the video. This is Jethro from around a decade further on from the me that you've seen in the video up to this point. And I have some unbelievable, more up-to-date information about Davison's success rate. And it's got a lot worse. So let's take a look at that now. These are Davison's figures for the 5 years up to May the 26th, 2023. So much more up to date. And as you can see, their success rate has gone down from less than 1 in 1,000 that you saw earlier to less than 1 in 3,000. 6 out of 18,319. Less than 1 in 3,000. It's actually 0.03% to 2 decimal points. And in terms of the price, very similar to the earlier figures you saw, in these figures for the 5 years up to May the 26th, 2023, Davison state that the fees for this typically range from $8,000 to $16,000. And there's also another unbelievable bit of information coming up in this video that I'm going to tell you about after we've gone through Davison's figures, about how Davison orchestrated a trademark situation where our brand, our name Shine, was registered as a US trademark, and how this was then used to get many of our videos taken down from YouTube for American viewers, including, you guessed it, the original Deadly Mistake #1 video, which had around 50,000 very targeted views already at that point, and which, of course, included the information about Davison's previous success rate of less than 1 in 1,000 that you just saw, and, as you're about to hear, their background of being found guilty of deceptive business practice in US courts after being taken to court by the Federal Trade Commission of the United States of America. Stay tuned for that, because there's been big developments on that trademark situation and we've taken action on our side. Now back to the main video.
In fact, if you take the success rate including the people that paid for the first $795 service, the success rate is far lower than that, about 1 in 3,700. The last figure is perhaps the most shocking. In the company's history since 1989, a full 25 years, Davison's figures state that out of all their tens of thousands, or maybe hundreds of thousands of customers, only 31 people have received a net financial profit as a direct result of using Davison's system. To top it off, in 2006, the Federal Trade Commission of the United States of America took court action against Davison, and Davison were found guilty of deceptive business practice in US courts. You can download an excerpt of the district judge's finding in your free resources section of this deadly mistake, showing how they were initially ordered to pay back $26 million in redress to customers. If you want to see that and are watching on YouTube, click the link you see on screen now to go straight to the Deadly Mistake #1 page of the Inventor's Journey website, where all your free resources and downloads are available for this deadly mistake. These figures you see all appear to you and to all inventors when you sign up and disclose to Davison, but I believe, especially given the fact they're disclosed in large blocks of text, that as many as 90 to 99% of inventors simply check the checkbox and move through without either reading or fully understanding the figures, and therefore they move forward excited about their dream, totally unaware that if they move ahead, they have a less than 1 in 1,000 chance of generating financial success using this company.
So this is Jethro from much later on, from 2025, just cutting into the video, and I have some unbelievable developments I have to give to you. The original version of Deadly Mistake #1, including Davison's previous success rate of less than 1 in 1,000 that you saw earlier in this video, and the information about them being found guilty of deceptive business practice in 2006 after being taken to court by none other than the Federal Trade Commission of the United States of America, was taken down from US viewers by YouTube. In other words, it was removed from American viewership so that viewers in America, and therefore American inventors, couldn't see it. This was after a company I had never heard of called Rourke International Holdings Co. SA registered a US trademark for our brand, our name Shine, and used that registered trademark to get YouTube videos of ours removed from YouTube for American viewers on the grounds that we were engaging in trademark infringement. And it later came to light that Davison had orchestrated this trademark situation.
Who knows? The next idea you see in stores could be yours. Just fill in that confidentiality agreement and then click the submit button, and let's get this thing started.
So let me tell you a little bit about this, and if you want to skip this part of the video, I'll chapterize this video on YouTube, so if you want to jump to the next chapter where we'll see InventHelp's figures, you can. But I think this trademark situation and our videos being taken down from YouTube is important to you and important to this, the startup inventor industry, so I'm going to tell you what happened. But before I do, it's important to realize if you're an American viewer or an inventor anywhere and you're thinking, this English guy makes some great points, but I think maybe he's overestimating what he can do. I think maybe he's a little overambitious. If you think that, it's important for you to know Davison do not agree with you. Davison must have considered this to be a legitimate business threat to have taken the outlandish action of orchestrating this trademark situation where our brand, our name Shine, was registered as a US trademark by a third party / proxy, and for that then to be used to get content of ours, including the vital information in Deadly Mistake number 1, removed, because doing this potentially puts them in a vulnerable position. So they must have considered it a legitimate business threat to take such extreme action. And please hold on for the figures we show later in this video for how much Davison may have turned over due to the original Deadly Mistake number 1 video being illegitimately taken down for viewers in America. You will not believe this. So here's a quick version of how this happened in just a minute or two. In 2020, I received emails from YouTube Legal about many of our videos being removed, at least from being able to be viewed by American viewers on YouTube. This happened whilst I was still very ill from losing my health towards the end of 2018, and especially from early 2019 when it became really bad and I was basically bedridden for a certain amount of time, and it went on for a long time. Ultimately, I was able to get the information from YouTube Legal that YouTube had been sent a request email from an attorney who said his clients, named as Rourke International Holdings Co. SA, we'll refer to them just as Rourke, held a US registered trademark for Shine, and effectively, the email was requesting that many of our YouTube videos be taken down on the grounds that they were infringing Rourke's US registered trademark. Interestingly, this company seemed to have just popped up, with their first date of use of the mark Shine being listed on their trademark application as very recent, 2020. Just for the record, we had use of the mark Shine going all the way back to the early 2010s, and the original Deadly Mistake number 1 video that had around 50,000 views on YouTube had been up on YouTube since 2015. I also noticed that Rourke seemed to be based offshore, i.e. not within the United States, which I also found interesting. I had slight suspicions that this may be a malicious attack on us having content on YouTube that showed inventors like you what this industry was really about. To cut a long story short, and not mentioning all the financial damage this did to me personally and our company, I filed at the USPTO, the United States Patent and Trademark Office, a petition to cancel Rourke's trademark for Shine. You can see the USPTO trademark cancellation proceeding on screen now. So if you had any doubts about this, you can actually see the proceeding on screen now on the actual USPTO Trademark Trial and Appeal Board website link. During the proceeding, it came to light that Davison had orchestrated this trademark situation via this third party / proxy Rourke. And just in this last month, as I'm making this, on 11th of July 2025, the USPTO officially cancelled Rourke's trademark. Rourke didn't contest our petition to cancel their trademark. I'll leave it up to you to consider the possible reasons why they didn't contest. But we had found no evidence that they had ever actually traded using the term Shine in a bona fide sense in the terms you see here, which we included as one of the clauses you see here in our petition to cancel their trademark. And all we had found was what seemed to be an incredibly basic template-style website that included, as far as we could see, no evidence of any reviews from any customers ever, and no evidence, as far as we could see, of any work ever done for any customers ever, for example, a portfolio page or section. Not only did we successfully get their trademark registration cancelled, but along with our UK registered trademark that dates back to 2010, we now have a US trademark application pending for the mark Shine, which looks very likely to result in registration. But in case you thought that was it, we've also found evidence that Davison had been using another trademark of ours, the term the inventor's journey itself. Just look at this screen capture image of one of Davison's own web pages from davison.com, and look at this text you now see highlighted, and look at the way they even say, we call this the inventor's journey, and each stop made while on the inventor's journey. And if we look on Web Archive, a website where you can see web pages saved from the web, you can see that the first version of that Davison web page that they have saved is also in 2020, the year that many of our videos on YouTube were removed from US viewers due to the trademark dispute that Davison themselves orchestrated. The date here on Web Archive for the first version of this website that they have saved is September 2020, which was just months after many of our videos had been removed by YouTube due to the trademark situation orchestrated by Davison. And you can also see another interesting thing, that the page is entitled Davison versus Other Invention Companies. This ties Davison directly into this situation. Remember, they orchestrated the trademark situation that was used to get many of our videos taken down, and our YouTube channel was literally called Shine the Inventor's Journey. And we also had literally hundreds of instances of using the term the inventor's journey with a trademark symbol after it. And many links from our YouTube videos were to our website, theinventorsjourney.com, which we've owned and used since 2015. It's a term that's impossible not to see when you come into any significant contact with our company at all. All I would say to all the pirates of the inventor's journey is make sure to watch the solutions section to this deadly mistake and Project S, because if there's any suggestion that any company is not willing to play fair, we'll take that as a sign that that is what has to be implemented. And that would mean the end of the pirates of the inventor's journey in this industry, maybe overnight. Now let's get back to the main video.